So the topic is how to design as a widely successful language course for your students. And the reason why we say the widely successful is because we know that in order to be successful, you need to understand what are your students' needs. And so today the topics of our agenda are first we'll introduce this concept of a course market fit, which is basically. And if you guys can please mute your microphone. If you have to ask any questions, actually we're going to be at the end. You can unmute and also ask questions, but for now, please try to keep your microphone muted. And so the first topic will be how to find your course market fit. And we introduce this kind of concept of what is a course market fit. Is a term that we steal from the startup world, which is a product market fit. And we apply for the course because the course is the product that we actually are going to build. And then we're going to go and define what is a language course, because we did a bunch of research and we understood that there is a lot of confusion on what is a language course. And so we're going to give some definitions, and then we're going to see also what can be the different kind of courses. And at the end, we're going to see different examples of kind of courses that you can build using Edugo.AI platform. So let's start by saying how to find the perfect language course for your students. And I would like to introduce this concept. It's called product market fit. And the product market fit means that you are in a good market with a product that can satisfy the demand of the market. And first of all, you need to first find a good market. That's very important. And then you need to create a product that can satisfy the problem. So your product will be a solution that can be a very good fit for the problem that your market experiences. And of course, in the case of for language courses, your product will be your course and your market will be your niche of students that you're targeting. So that's what we call course market fit, because the product is a course. And in order to identify who is your ideal customer, actually, we have a short video here from a previous webinar we did that we basically go and analyze exactly in detail how you can, identify your ideal target market. And so if you want, we're going to give you the link. You can go back and watch that webinar. And so we don't want to go too much in detail on how you actually set up create your market niche. So if you want, you can go back and watch this recording that is available in our YouTube channel. But very briefly, what it means to find your perfect customer, your perfect ideal customer, is that you need to create what's called a user persona. And the user persona is basically a semi-fictional character of a person that represents your target market. So today we prepare 4 user personas, and then we're going to show how you can create different courses according to different user persona. So I will introduce now those user personas. The first one is called Javier. He's a 40 years old Spanish national, a Spanish person that lives in Madrid. And Javier wants to learn English because he wants to travel, right? He loves to travel, but his level of English is low. So whenever he travels, he feels very uncomfortable. So he would like to boost his confidence when he's traveling around the world. So kind of like general English needs here, and specifically English for traveling, and a low-level student. The second user persona is different from a completely different place. Is Zoe is 21 years old. Also, the age is very different. It's Chinese nationality from Shanghai, and she's a university student, and she needs to pass IELTS exam because she's studying IELTS in their university. So the kind of user persona here, we have a completely different problem. For her, is like very specific standardized tests that she needs to pass. Then we have another user persona, which is Thomas. He's 32 and he's Swedish, and he's a doctor. He's a surgeon actually, and he wants to go to US, and therefore he needs to learn medical English because he wants to talk to the colleagues and his patients in English as well. So it's a very high level student, and he needs to learn a very specific kind of language. And the last user person I would like to introduce is Denise. She's 27 years old. She's a French citizen. She lives in Paris, and she's the founder and CEO of a startup. And she needs to have a very high level of English, especially when she needs to introduce her company to potential investors or partners. So as you see, like we have 4 different user persona. We pick those user persona because those might be also user personas that you can choose, or that maybe like can be similar to the one that you already have in mind, or maybe this can help you also to kind of like how set up a user persona for your specific use case. So once you have your user persona set up, actually, you need to go and analyze a little bit what are the attributes. And those attributes we selected for, we think are very important. And of course, the first one would be the pricing. So what is the price that those personas are willing to pay for a language course? Of course, we have, for example, a student might be able to afford a lower price rather than, for example, a surgeon. His willingness to pay might be much higher, because, and the other one is the number of lessons. So the kind of like content that you're going to introduce to this person might be very different also depending on the specific kind of user persona. For example, for Denise, she needs to learn a very specific kind of content rather than for Javier, which is a content that is very like general English. Last two are personalization. And again, this is about like how personalized is the curriculum of the course. And the last is the time and the duration of the course. So those are the kind of attributes that we believe that you should really think about when you are designing your course. And now, like, I would like to go and since we covered the problem part and how we can identify the problem of our target market, let's talk a little bit about what is the solution. And our solution is a language course. But we did a lot of research and we asked many people about to tell us the definition of a language course. And we saw also like there is a lot of like disagreement or even like confusion about the language course. So I would like to ask you guys today this question: what is a language course? Can you please try to type a very brief definition of what you believe is a language course in the chat? Yeah. If you have the time, type something in the chat. There is no right or wrong answer. Actually, this is just like what you really like think when I say like a language course. And even Rebecca or someone from Edugo team also feel free to unmute yourself and answer to this question. In the meantime, we're waiting people to type. Okay, I can see there is already, we have some answers from Gaston. And Gaston defined a language course as a structured program with a specific duration with the aim of improving the student's language ability. Wow, that's a very nice definition. Thank you, Gaston. So it's a structured program with specific duration with a specific objective for each student. Jeremy said you should get knowledge about the language and hopefully experience, but not only experience. So it's not just based on the experience, but also about the knowledge that you're getting. So Giorgio from Edugo is saying a set of language activities and live lessons, live sessions. So it's a mix between content and interaction. We have Carrie say cohesive development of language skills to suit a learner's need. Wow, that's a very nice definition, guys. Okay, so many definitions. Also, Leticia, student and teacher learning a new culture and grammar. That's great. And Georgia, again, is adding, can be evergreen. I can have a start date, end date. So it's about the duration again, and can be also content that can reuse. Rebecca is a most basic terms, a series of lessons for foreign language. Okay, interesting. And Selma, language course is a program that should cover the 4 skills with specific objectives. So the 4 skills, I guess, are reading, writing, listening, and speaking. And Monica, a tailor-made program in order to cover all language skills. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Actually, there are a lot of very interesting answers. I will go and also like show you some of the answers also we got from the research we did. And again, I think we are like getting similar understanding, because an Italian teacher that we interviewed, she was saying it's a mix of content activities like speaking, reading, grammar, pair works, and collaboration games. So also the collaborative element. So she highlighted the, I guess like she has in mind like also having multiple students. So in a kind of like class environment, there is collaboration between students. Head of teaching of a French school described a language course as a set of learning activities. So speaking exercises, listening, grammar. The teachers that teaches all aspects of language. So it's this kind of comprehensive way. So many of you also describe language course in these terms as like a comprehensive way of teaching a language with the 4 skills. Director of studies of an English school is a set of scheduled live lessons in which students learn specific aspect of language and reach a certain level of proficiency. So in this case, the focus is more on the live lessons. And this is one thing I understood by doing this research is for some people, there is a language course is more like content, like a video, exercises, activity. From others is more about like the live sessions, right? Like can be in person, can be online. And as for some other is a combination of the two. And the last definition we got is a practical tool that students can use for learn the language. Is made by interactive material like movie, TV series, and group activities. So it's more on the content elements. So as you see, like we have different kind of definitions, and we try to gather all those kind of definitions, try to give our definition as a result of this research. And the way we decide to define a language course is a set of lessons that combines live classes and learning activities and interactive materials such as video, articles, audio that focus on speaking, listening, reading, and grammar skills. That seems to be like a kind of like a summary of all the definition that's been gathered during this research. And very important is also to consider that there are not just one kind of language courses, but we kind of come up with 4 different kinds of language courses. They can be self-paced, tailor-made, mixed, or bisynchronous, as we're going to see, and CBC is the cohort-based courses. So those are the 4 kind of courses that we identify for language learning, and we're going to analyze them one by one and also giving you an example to make more clear. So self-paced courses are courses like, very famously, like Duolingo, for example, where students learn at their own time and schedule. So they're students, they can decide whenever they want to learn. And usually those kind of courses are mainly based on content. For example, Duolingo is more like interactive activities. Udemy is mainly, or Teachable is mainly like a video based. So like the student is watching some video content, video lectures, and can decide to study whenever he wants. Then we have tailor-made courses, and where the curriculum is based on the student's needs. And we did actually a very interesting experiment with the tailor-made courses, because before we launched what we call 15 days challenge, which was basically like a student, which was a startup founder in China, was giving us a video in English about the pitch that he was making for his startup. And this video was sent to the Chinese teacher that was kind of like reverse engineered the video and creating a Chinese curriculum. And after 15 days that the student was going in the app every day, he was able to actually pitch in Chinese Mandarin. So the curriculum was defined based on the content of this target language. So it was very tailor-made, very specific. Then we have mixed courses, which actually we call it mixed courses, but the real definition is a bichronous courses, where you have actually both the synchronous part and the asynchronous learning activities. So you have both video calls or live interaction and asynchronous learning activities that are merged together. We're going to show you how our system works in this way, because I think it's very interesting the way we implemented these courses. And the last but not least, we have cohort-based courses, which is actually when you have a group of students that advance through the material together in cohort, in groups, and there is a lot of hands-on feedback-based learning at the core of the learning experience. And we have many examples like Alt MBA, NAS Academy, and also Edugo, of course. We implemented this methodology of course design. And then, yeah, in this graph, we just want to highlight the fact that usually like self-paced are the kind of the prices that can be lower compared to the tailor-made, of course, where the curriculum is completely personalized. And so we have this kind of like a price distribution. And of course, the other axis is the time, and usually is the time that the trainer, the teacher needs to spend in order to teach this course for each student. And of course, self-paced is almost null, just the time for creating the course, and then everything is automated. And for tailor-made, of course, there is a lot of work involved from the trainer. And so now I would like to switch and give the floor to Rebecca, because we are going to see real examples of all these different kind of courses, and we're going to see a little bit how you can use Edugo in order to create those kind of courses. So yes. Rebecca, the floor is yours.
And I will share my screen again. One second. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Awesome. All right, so now we have the user personas and we understand the different types of courses. We're now going to assign a specific language course based on the user personas that we saw. So first we have Javier, and we know that he wants to focus on his speaking skills because he maybe does not have enough confidence to speak to people. So CBC, a cohort-based course, can be a great course for him because he will have to interact with his peers and the teacher to learn how to communicate with people in English more efficiently or and more effectively. And along with that, in the course, it can also have asynchronous content for him to absorb and learn. And next we have Zoe, and she wants to take an IELTS exam because she wants to study abroad, and she's very motivated because the test can be quite expensive, as we all know, and she perhaps has like limited time to prepare for it. So in this case, a self-paced course can be suitable for her with materials on examples and model answers, and she has to learn the content and do a lot of practice tests herself. So this course has no live lessons, just content. And then we have Thomas. Thomas needs to learn medical English to speak to his colleagues, and he wants to learn the vocabulary, but also wants to have like a teacher that can give him the customized materials, because as we all know, medical English is a very broad topic, and perhaps for his specific profession, he needs more personalization in the content. And this is what a mixed course, or what we call a synchronous course, can offer. And so this would make sense because the teachers can have one-on-one live lessons with him, answer any questions he may have, and practice using those medical phrases or vocabulary with them in a real life situation. And finally, we have Denise. She has a very specific learning goal, which is to learn how to pitch her company to investors. And with a very specific learning goal, you will need a very customized course to go along with it. So a tailor-made course can be perfect for Denise because she can tell the teacher exactly what she wants to learn, and the teacher can cater to her needs in the live sessions. So after this very brief summary, I am going to show you some examples of the types of language courses that we just mentioned. Can you see the IELTS preparation course page?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, great. So first, we have a self-paced course for IELTS preparation. And since this is a self-paced course, there's no live lessons, it's just content. And the students can go through the materials themselves and also do some exercises. For example, for the writing task 1, pie charts lesson, the students can look at some of the example questions and some model answers. And this is just something that they can study themselves. So there's no other peers to interact with, and the answers would not be graded by a teacher. This is just a self-paced course for Zoe to prepare for the test. And then we have, let me just hide this. And then we have a tailor-made course for Denise. Just loading, okay. And Denise, as you remember, is a startup founder for her own makeup company. So in this course, this only includes all the live sessions that she can book with the teachers. And the students can buy the course and then book and then schedule the live calls with the teachers. And then actually the live sessions can be conducted using our AI video call system, which is one of our most important features that we have. And I will show you why. So let's go here.
Yeah,
right,
I would like just to add
example,
the fact that the video call system is integrated inside Edugo, so you don't have to go to Zoom, but the system would be completely integrated. So both the scheduling and the live interaction. And Rebecca now is going to show us what is the outcome after a video call in Edugo and what Denise will get after that.
Yes, exactly. So for example, I had a live session with Denise yesterday, and it was about how to introduce your company. So after the session, the students will receive a record that will show you all the key sentences I recorded. 1 second. I'm just going to refresh this page. And this is actually a very, very powerful system that we have, because it can save a lot of time on the teacher's side because everything is automatically generated. They don't have to worry about creating another set of homework afterwards. So this is very good. Can I click on this one? Okay. I was gonna show another example, but this is also fine. For example, in the live session, I recorded some key sentences for Nicole. And in the lesson review, this is what the student is going to see. They're gonna see the key sentences that I recorded and also the keywords. And if I want to listen to the sentence one by one, I can click on this button, and then it'll show me the video clip where I recorded this specific sentence. Hello, how are you doing today? All right, and in addition, I can click on view exercises here. This is a set of exercises that are automatically generated by the system. So the teachers don't have to do anything. And there are many categories of exercises that the students can do after the session. All right, so that was our live video call system. That was the lesson review. And let's go back. Next, we have a synchronous course, or the mixed course for Thomas. All right, so this is on the topic of medical English. So as you can see, this is a mix of asynchronous content and one-on-one live sessions. And as you can see, we have the structure of one live session with one asynchronous content. And of course, this is something that you can entirely change. You can arrange them in any way you want, and I'll show you how to do that afterwards. So this is the mixed course. And of course, Thomas can go into the lesson and do some exercises themselves. So we have some vocabulary exercises, listening,
Doctor.
and speaking and reading, and you get the idea. All right, so that was the mixed course. Finally, we have a cohort-based course for, I think, Javier, if I remember his name correctly. All right, so this is a cohort-based course on the topic of English traveling. And as you can see on the left here, you see a list of all the asynchronous content in this course. We have 8 units. And on the right, you can see all the live sessions scheduled for this course. And because we're learning in cohorts, Javier can practice speaking with his peers, with his teacher in the live sessions. And afterwards, he can go to the materials and then practice himself on his own schedule. So for example, this is a lesson about the phrases that you'll need when arriving at the airport. So you can watch a video, and then these are the introduction.
Can you drop us off near the entrance?
And then do some listening exercises or different categories of exercises on his own time. All right, so now I want to show you how you can mix and match the asynchronous content and the live sessions and design the perfect language course that is best for your students on the platform. So right now I am in the courses page, and I'm just going to edit one of the courses that I created. So I hit the edit button. And this, on the curriculum page, this is where you can organize all your content and live sessions. So here for the content, you have 2 options. You can either create the content yourself, like right here in this course page, or you can import content if you have the lessons ready to use. So for example, I can click on here, and then it'll be added at the bottom. Of course, you can also add live lesson. This is right now a 15 minutes lesson, but of course we can change that into any length that you want to have. And for the content, you can go ahead and edit it if you want, and then you would just go inside the lesson creation page, and then you can make the changes. Or you can also duplicate one of the lesson, and it will show you the and you'll like go into oh sorry, it's right here, and then you can go into the edit mode, and then it's going to be a duplicate of the original lesson, and then you can make some changes yourself.
Rebecca, I think
All right.
you can show also the activities page inside the lesson. I think that's that might be interesting to see, because we actually demo to you a bunch of activities, but I think it's important to see actually what kind of activities can be created and how you can customize the interactive part of the lesson, because this is actually usually we have an AI system that is generating those activities automatically, but we know that most of the time people want to change those activities and change the structure. And so this is a little bit how you can do it. So this is the list of all the activities that you find in the lesson. And then if you want, you can go and add the new activities by going on, or edit activities, of course. So you can change the parameters of those activities. For example, in these activities of speaking, you can make maybe like you show the subtitle, so it's going to become a little easier. So the student can actually see the subtitle or change the sentences. But also you can go and create other kind of activities. and so like the possibilities are really endless because we offer a huge variety of activities. If you go on the top right, add activities, you can see that the amount of activities that can be created are very large and is actually increasing over time. And is also something that we can work together in case you have a specific kind of needs of activities you would like to add in your school. You have some interesting games or interaction, that's something that we can actually add to this system. As you can see here, we support almost any activity you can find in those traditional language learning platforms. Plus, you have also ability to add the PowerPoint videos. And of course, we have also on the bottom, you have a section homework, where those are kind of like activities that cannot be assessed automatically by AI, but actually there will be a trainer that has to give a feedback on the production activity of the student. So yeah, I just want to give this kind of like general overview about the kind of activities that can be created.
Yes, exactly. And as we mentioned, the cohort-based course, you can actually create activities where you can where the students can write an essay or to submit an image, and those answers are not going to be graded automatically by the AI system. And as a teacher, you can receive those answers and then grade it and then give feedback yourself. So it's personalized feedback. It's not just automatic exercises. So all right. So let's go back. So this was the lesson page, and as you can see, if you want to delete the lessons, you can do that simply by
Rebecca, I would like to show also like the pricing, and
yeah,
because
okay.
that's one of the attributes that we actually discussed before, is like how you can set up pricing for those courses and what is the right pricing. And in this kind of course, actually, we just have one-time purchase. But in case you go to the other feature, is called like the CBC, we can also do the subscription. So like for a group of students, I subscribe to a course and pay on a monthly base. So we support also this other kind of pricing model, which is subscription based, because we know many schools ask us the possibility to charge on in a recurrent way. It's kind of like when you subscribe for Netflix, right? So you subscribe to this class and you get charged on a monthly base or on a weekly base. You can decide the parameters. Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, so here's the pricing page, and as Joseph said, you can here enter the price that you want, and this is going to be for a monthly subscription, so it could be 20. And then you can add a name for this plan, add a description, and you can also set it for the specific amount of time. So this is going to be a 3 months recurring subscription, and you can set it here. And you can also add like different pricing plans. As we saw in the courses page, you have the free access or the one-time purchase. But I think the subscription was the one that's like the most interesting. And then it's done. All right, let me just save this.
Yeah, it's important also to mention the fact that once you create one of those courses, you will have a landing page of the course, and therefore you can actually publish it online, and then you can share it with the students to enroll inside the course.
Yes, that's right. And I can show you that. So we were on this curriculum page, right? And once you have set the pricing, in the summary page, you can look at the different types of preview as a visitor or as an enrolled student. So this is going to be the sales page for people that are browsing your course and they haven't enrolled as a student yet. This is what it's gonna look like. All right, so you have the price here, you have the description here, and because this is a mixed course, you can book the live sessions with the teachers after you view their availability. And here, because I have not bought this course yet, so all the asynchronous content are blocked. I cannot access it. I have to enroll in this course to unlock the feature. And if you want to buy this course, you simply have to click on it, and then it will proceed to the
to the checkout page. Of course, you cannot pay because you are the creator of the course.
Yes, I am.
If you are like a student, of course, they will go to create the account and then to pay to the checkout page.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And this is something that you can share with the students by sharing the link with them. Okay. So if I click on save and finish on the courses page, you can share the course by copying the link and then just share it in the social media channel or just send it to them.
Okay.
All right, yeah, that's it for the course. And I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and go back.
Yeah, thank you, Rebecca. And so now we had actually both the theoretical background and also like we show you some example. One thing I would like to say is that those examples are not set in stone. I know, for example, some of you that teach IELTS and they also want to include some live interaction. So we just gave some example, of course, just don't generalize our examples to every kind of use case. Always look at your specific kind of customers and user persona. And now I would like to jump on a Q&A. If you guys have any questions for Rebecca or for myself, like feel free to ask in the chat or also like unmute yourself and ask directly. And in the meantime, maybe you guys think about some questions. I'd like to say that you can, if you want, you can go and try it out, our platform. You can go to our website and click get started for free, and then you will be able to create an account and deploy the platform for your school, and therefore try the free trial period of 14 days and test out those features. This will be available in our website. It's called Edugo.AI. And I will ask Nicole to share the link also in the chat so you can go right away. I can see that Gaston has a question. Thank you for asking. And can you personalize the user interface? It looks like your school website branding, changing the things like colors, adding your logo, changing your URL, using your platform, but looks like a school internal e-learning platform with a login and password. Yes, absolutely, Gaston. This actually, our platform is completely white labeled, which means that you can change all the elements that you mentioned and even more. And therefore you can actually change the domain, change the color. And this actually you can do by yourself, because now with the new interface, we give the possibility for you to go and change all those elements. So you can try it out. And then if you need any support on our side, of course, we'll be very happy to help you out. We have Carrie that is asking, I do not have any techie ability. Is there a company to help me design forms, platforms? Yeah, that's actually why we exist. I believe is because we provide those kind of services. Our platform usually is not doesn't have any kind of like in order to use it, you don't need to have to be very technical. We try to simplify the user experience as much as we can, and so you will be able to design the course easily. That's our brand, create your language course easily. So hopefully it can be very easy, but of course, if you need some help and guidance on that, we can definitely like support you in the process. Adriano is asking, what payment platform can we integrate in your platform today? Payment platforms, right now we support PayPal and Stripe. Stripe means like with the credit card processing, and that will be connected directly to your bank. And we also support another kind of payment process, which is BitPay. So you can also accept crypto as a payment. But this is actually for for some specific use cases, some countries they cannot use the Stripe, such as Russia. Like there are these other alternatives. And Carrie's asking about the prices. All the prices are available in our website, and depending on the kind of like use case you want to have, if you're an individual trainer, actually this can start as low as $9 per month. And of course, if you're a larger institution with teachers, then we can negotiate. Up to 20 teachers, we have a pricing of $350 per month. And then once you go past the 20 teachers, then we can have a discussion on your specific kind of school and your use case. Yeah, I hope I answer your questions. Of course, if you guys need more time to think about, test the platform, and have other questions, feel free to reach out. Adrian is asking, yes, my main concern was about the future students doing payment with local currency. That is completely fine because we support almost any kind of payment system, but I don't know, Adrian, where are your students from? Brazil. So yeah, I mean, I know in Brazil there are some also another kind of payment method that the currency is not a problem. So the Brazilian real can be accepted. The currency is not a problem, but I'm aware also in Brazil you have a specific payment method. I don't remember now the name, but we're working with a Brazilian school right now. And yeah, maybe Nicole can give us more detail about Mercado Pago. Yes, I think it's that one. So we're working on integration also with that kind of payment method, I believe. But I can give you more detail later. Okay. And Nicole,
Yeah.
did you know any? You remember? Actually?
Yeah, there is also like Stripe that is integrating this method of payment itself,
okay.
like inside the Stripe. So we are also trying to see what Stripe is doing on their side. So in that case, it will be even easier because we already support Stripe. So it's just going to be another integration.
Yeah, we are working with different schools in Brazil, and so we know that there are like these kind of specific requirements there. But yeah, we can discuss, and for sure we can solve that problem. Okay, great. So I guess if there are not any more questions for us, I would like to wrap up for this webinar. I would like to thank all of you to join us again, and I really appreciated all your questions and interaction. It was very interesting also to learn about what you think about is a language course, and I hope after this webinar your understanding of what is a language course is a little more clear, and you can also think a little more clear on how to design a language course that fits the needs of your target market. Yes, the webinar actually will be available in our YouTube channel, will be uploaded in a few days, just the time of processing the recording. And so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already and watch our recording. That said, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rebecca, also for sharing all this with us.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yeah, I hope to see you in 2 weeks because we're going to have another session of Edugo.AI webinars. Bye. Have a nice weekend.
Bye. Bye.